Hey guys, it's Karl. Happy holidays as we are into episode number 3 of the gift guide. So every year that I do these, I always try to hit different price points for tech gifts. So we had the budget episode, $25.50. Today is one of the best ones, sitting at around best tech gifts around that $100 mark. So these aren't really stocking stuffers. These are actual legit gifts that with your hard-earned money, you should probably get for either yourself or someone that you love. So I always hook up people with some sort of giveaway as well. So I know that YouTube is dealing with spam. I mentioned that in my last vid. So just be sure to sub to the channel. Follow me over on my social sites that are verified. So Instagram, Twitter, that's where I usually correspond to the winner. I get your shipping info and it's through some verified means because I will never ask for shipping money through Telegram. Just don't fall for the YouTube spam. Until YouTube figures that out, we will have to find a better way. With that said, we'll get into our first item, which is from Logitech, and big thanks to them for sponsoring this episode. We've got the Logitech MX Master 3 for Mac, as well as their keyboard. So like I mentioned, the 3S, if you guys haven't used the Logitech MX Master mouse yet, it is the best tech investment to make. If you spend more than 2-3 hours sitting at your desk, you don't want to be clawing on the trackpad. You don't want to use some substandard mouse like Apple's mouse. The Magic Mouse, to me, is the worst idea in tech history. It's just so unergonomic. It just makes absolutely zero sense to me. As your fingers go over, they kind of drag on the mat, and to charge it, this is the weirdest thing. If it ever runs out of juice, you need to use a lightning port, which renders this useless, as you can't stick it on the table with this actually charging. So anyways, that's my rant about the Magic Mouse. Do not get that. Don't pay Apple $100. Spend the money towards Logitech. You know, I swear by them. You can see them. I have in every single colorway that you can get. You can also get a white one, so that would complete the quadfecta for me, but we have the black, the light gray, and just the standard gray. That's how much I love them for every one of my computers, for my MacBook, for my PC. I use them. Get it. Your hand will thank you. The second thing, which costs slightly more than $100, but it's part of the combo. So this is the Logitech MX keys. It's Logitech's first foray into the mechanical keyboard game. And if you just want something that works out of the box, that isn't too expensive, and just has way better of a tactile feedback, check out this keyboard. Just the one thing to keep in mind, it isn't technically full size, so it doesn't have the dedicated numpad on the side, but I think for most people, just typing out on a regular keyboard, once again, better than typing out on the Magic Keyboard from, say, my MacBook or whatever I have sticking on over my Windows side. So great little addition, great little combo, and for around that $200 mark, you can upgrade your mouse and keyboard game. Item number 3 on the list, I want to include a pair of earbuds, which is getting tough to find stuff that costs under $100. So these are the Nothing Ear ones. I know that these have been out for a while now, but comparing it to, say, AirPods, which started around $170, most other options are still over that $100 mark. And if you just want a decent pair of headphones that look like some of the coolest, and if any of you know, Nothing creates some of the coolest looking tech. It's pretty much like a transparent piece of tech where you can kind of see all the internals. I think these sound half decent. They are active noise canceling. They've got the nice little rubber tips with different sizes on the end, so they fit any ear type. For $99, I don't think you can go wrong for a pair of earbuds. So next on the list, if you just picked up a new laptop for the year or you're eyeing one over the holidays, there's 2 great accessories that I think are, once again, must-have additions. So the first is just a SSD, so a solid state drive, an extra hard drive. I always recommend to grab the lowest storage size option for your computer. So say get a new MacBook as an example. And instead of paying Apple, you know, $200-300 to double that, you can just pay $100 for a portable hard drive. What makes these great, you can kind of go through multiple ones before you have to clear them out. And you can always just carry these around in your bag. And they're fast enough that you can edit 4K footage. We use them all the time here in the studio. So that's item 1 or accessory 1. And number 2, depending on which laptop you get, most laptops in general just have USB-C, so you still need to live some sort of dongle life. This one from CalDigit, you can actually see how beat up this one is. It's just because we use it all the time. I've had it for years and it's one that I kind of swear by. So you have the classic SD card slot, you've got USB-C, of course USB-A, and on the other side, HDMI and DisplayPort. So if you connect your laptop to an external monitor and still want to have some of the extra ports, this is just a great option, and it's made out of aluminum. It's solid, it's beat up, but that's because I've had it for years and it's just worked like it has since day one. The next item on the list, switching to some Apple stuff, and for that $100 mark, literally we are just limited to accessories. So I know that the new iPads just dropped, so I have the latest entry-level iPad. This is technically the 10th gen entry-level iPad. So weirdly enough, this uses the first gen Apple Pencil, so that's the one that has the lightning port on the bottom, but this works with USB-C, so you have to get this strange little adapter that you need to connect that with, and it just is the weirdest solution, almost as weird as that Magic Mouse charging mechanism. At least you can still use your iPad while it charges, but that is the first gen. And if you own the iPad Air or the new M2 iPad Pros, that of course uses the second gen Apple Pencil, and this one is the one that charges when it kind of snaps to the side of the iPad. So Apple Pencils, sadly, these are $100-ish each, depending on where you live, and that's sadly where we are with Apple, things not costing around $100. You get pencils. Okay, so next off, we're going to switch to gaming. So one cool thing about the Nintendo Switch, you can grab different custom Joy-Con controllers, and I know that you can get custom controllers for, say, Xbox, for PlayStation, but just because of the new Pokemon game that's coming soon, it's actually coming before we record this video. By the time you guys are watching it, it will be out. So if you are picking up Scarlet and Violet, I know there's also a custom Nintendo Switch OLED, which also has its, once again, custom little Joy-Con controllers. So a fun little way to customize your own system. So these, of course, are from Zelda, Skyward Sword. I've got some custom ones from the Splatoon edition, and of course you can swap these out with the stock ones that usually come with your Switch. And I know that Nintendo Switch games, they're sadly around that $100 mark. I would still say my all-time favorite game for Switch is Breath of the Wild. I think that's no-brainer. The Link's Awakening remake. And speaking of games that are coming out, we have the confirmed release title of the second Breath of the Wild game, which is Tears of the Kingdom. That's probably the one that I'm looking forward to most. So if they do have a limited edition game console, I will be picking that up. So that's your gaming fix for $100. For all you retro gamers, so this is actually the console that I grew up playing. This is the first one that I got. So this is the Sega Genesis. Obviously, it's not the OG one. This is a remastered almost version. So this is a mini one that you can pick up. They have a lot of these little mini consoles that you can grab for around $100. So you've got the SNES, of course, Sega Genesis. You can replay all of your favorite 16-bit games just because it's a ton of fun to relive some of those memories. They've got the classic controller. How far controllers have come. These things are what we grew up with playing. You got carpal tunnel by just gripping onto these pieces of plastic, but they were fun. You just had 3 buttons to mash, and they were simple, and they worked. Switching on over to a plug-in USB mic, and this I think needs no introduction. It's the Blue Yeti microphone. I do have this one in the limited edition World of Warcraft edition. You don't need to grab this one specifically, but usually Blue Yeti mics are the standard for USB microphones. So if anyone is creating content, if you're starting a podcast, if you're streaming, just use a microphone that's better than what you have built into your computer. For $100 extra, it makes your content sound so much better. And like I said, Blue Yetis are usually the gold standard. Last but not least, I know that most people are on their devices pretty much all the time, and typically you have to juice them up before the day ends. So this is the OnePlus Supercharger. If you have any sort of device that works with wireless charging, just simply kind of slot it into place. You can even watch content while your phone is still charging, which is why I like these ones that are kind of upright compared to the ones that kind of just stick on the bottom of your desk like MagSafe. So definitely check this one out. I think OnePlus sells them for around $80. It's a bit on the pricier end for a wireless charger, but because they are so fast, I think they are definitely worth it. So that kind of concludes my $100 best tech gift items. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And if you've watched any of my content for the past year, just, big thanks. If you're still watching this video now, obviously you like what you see. So thanks again. I hope you're all enjoying the holiday season. Hope you get to enjoy it with some friends, with some family, with some loved ones. And if you just kick back and relax, watch one of my vids, I really can't ask for anything more than that. We'll catch the rest of you in one of my next episodes. Peace.